Hello, everyone. A bit weird to be on here now, but we are back to streaming on a day that's not Thursday night. It's kind of crazy, right? Um, where did we leave off? So last time we had to cancel because of a surprise thunderstorm. That made me worry about the possibility of my internet turning off. Also in the background, someone's taking a shower, and they're on the other side of the wall from me. So might pick that up, maybe not. We'll see. Anyways, I guess let's get back to it. We were placing mountains and such. We were working on coastlines. I remember us talking about this. Oh shoot, being pulled out of the sea for some reason, a magical way, and that's why we were putting all these karsts here, because I like the way they looked. A fun little trick is if you actually click on something, you can then automatically get it pulled up into here. And this is just going to be a range of karsts. I really like that concept idea of. Maybe we'll sprinkle some, like, well, it's a desert, so maybe not. Maybe we'll space it out a little bit more. Oh, no. Let's get rid of it. So it's more like almost mesa-ish. Mesa biome-ish. So we hadn't made many lore choices. Oh, jeez. Oops. Yet. Little creature was here helping us out a little bit. We gotta remember. Yes. What do we got in here? Maybe I should have opened this beforehand so it's all preloaded, but you know, it is what it is. We could start putting down mountains or like areas, but I don't want to just yet. Not just yet. I like the idea of putting some mesas somewhere. I like this music. Oh hey Wardriff, how you doing? Let me turn the music down just a tiny bit. I notice it's on par with my voice. We're doing some map making. It's the lore region from where I'm from. This is my little place. But we are currently in still creation phase, obviously. We're resuming after last time. I don't know. I don't think you were here last time. Oh, I love how that looks, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be too crowded if we put it up here. I'm doing decent, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. There shouldn't be any rampant thunderstorms, so I'm excited for that. This area is just plains. We need to put something there. Unfortunately, I found out the place that I was trying to get a new job at is not. I'm not able to be hired there, so I'm going to be going into somewhere else. Same job, just not where I wanted. So different amount of pay and everything. But yeah. I wasn't here, sorry, I've been forgetting. Nah, don't worry about it. I have mastered the art of talking when nobody is active in chat. And that is completely fine. It's something I need to work on. Oh, actually, since you're here, I do have a little bit of an update on the channel. I'm thinking about moving over to Twitch when I stream, which it'd be a mix-up, but you know, it would be nice, you know, just something new. Sorry, I'm doing something real quick. Just found out about the old job yesterday. That sucks. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But can't complain, you know? Cannot complain. It's... I mean, my current job is not bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm actually having a fair amount of fun working at my current job, so... Okay, let's get back to map making. But, you know, it is what it is. Like, I usually use Twitch, I think so that's great, yeah. Yeah, I was originally gonna go Twitch, and then there's that whole thing that happened over at Twitch. I don't know if I like brown or light. Let's put down a light one next to it. There's all that stuff that happened at Twitch, so I wasn't sure which way I wanted to go, and I ended up deciding that I wanted to go with YouTube because I already had like a base on YouTube a little bit. So, oh, well, I won't tell you to do that because I think I might get in trouble. But also, that'd be kind of dope. I do actually have a Twitch account already set up. Because, like I said, I was planning on setting some stuff up, but I haven't really touched it, and there's some other stuff I want to do. I want to, oh, you know what? We run this through the river. We put the river next to it. I wanted to do some... Actually, let's move down here. Like, emotes and stuff before I really started, and then like I never got around to doing those emotes, so you know, I went through a bunch of trouble setting a bunch of stuff up, and then I never got it all set up, so I kind of like ended up moving on to YouTube. And that is that, you know. So moving over to Twitch might be fun. I know a fair number of people who do currently operate on Twitch. So, not saying like anything would necessarily come of it that way, but it might be a new experience worth checking out and everything. I have some like notes taken, and that way I could kind of split up streams and everything, and I could try doing more variety of content, more stuff like this, more stuff. I want to do art streams eventually because I've been practicing art. Don't know if you follow on Twitter, but I've been practicing art almost daily, and every once in a while I'll post my progress, usually every 2 days. And I've been doing solid on like getting face structure and body structure down. I haven't gotten hands or feet practice at all. I really like how this looks. I might make this a little bit smaller simply so it fits in here, but I could survive without that. I could just do that. Yeah. Yeah, like that. I'm blanking all of a sudden on what I was saying. I was saying something about I was saying something about something. Oh yeah, I can just do like a variety of content. Maybe I'll be more active on there. I don't know. It really depends on if I get a new job, on my new job schedule. Because if my new job schedule is kind of wacko. I do other stuff too, but I never really practice. Great. I mean, that's all it is, right? It is practice. I mean, if you look at my art, because I haven't posted on Twitter for a while. If you look at my art a couple of months ago, I think is when I started, it is really bad. And then, I started actually watching some like YouTube channels and like trying to figure out how to do art properly. I'm gonna put some of these down in the corner. Kind of show off that this is deserty. Um, and I know like some people. Actually, I don't know anyone who really frowns upon doing art that way, because I mean, you want to get better, you need to practice, and you need to find people who can tell you how to practice. So, practicing is the way to get good at most anything. Um, there are some things, I guess, that probably you can't get better at from practice, but those are very few and far between. So I would definitely say if you want to get good at art, as someone who's not great at art, just practice. Um, what are we about to do? We could. Are there craters? There are. There's pits too. What if we go with a crater here, and then we do other kind of crater. We don't need another type of crater, because that's kind of. Should I make this one bigger, just slightly? Yeah, there we go. So it looks like the reason that these formed is because of this massive crater here. There's this one VTuber on Twitch who I'll honestly admit I only started watching recently, but I had talked with her before and she seemed pretty chill. Um, Actually, I think she was closing at her job and she was just in Discord, just chatting through like a headset or something. But we were talking. VTuber's name is Sarok or Sarok, yeah, like SA and then Rock. Um, she does art from time to time. She's really good art too. Um, she's Yeah, I did. Well, I don't have a Discord server for like people to join. I have a Discord account. Um, there's a few VTuber servers that I'm a part of that are like VTubers only, and then like you meet other VTubers through that. But I don't have like a my own special account. Maybe I'll make one at some point, but I really don't feel like it because I don't want to. It feels weird to say. I don't have the urge to worry about like moderating that and everything. I don't want to deal with the possible problems that can arise from a Discord server that I control or I'm in charge of. So maybe at like one point I will, but I don't really feel like it currently, you know? At some point though. Yeah. I thought you would understand, but you know, it's like a lot of people hop on the train of hey, I need to make a Discord now, or I should make one just simply because I have a following, you know? But I think I just think like more stuff can go wrong if you have a Discord than if you don't. Or if like something does happen, it's kind of like, oh, well, he has, or she, they, whatever, have a Discord, and that's a place to target, or that's a place to go, like, well, I guess, yeah, target. There's just, this place is to go after, places where you, like, you can get to them. It's just, I don't think everything like that will ever happen because I don't plan on getting into any drama or anything. But I still worry. I think a lot of I think it's smart to worry because I've seen and heard and talked to people in the community, not just VTubing, but just like streamers in general. And not even like people big have talked about it, people small talk about it amongst each other. I will say I made one for someone a while ago. Nothing went wrong with it due to them being a small streamer. Okay. I mean, I have been considering. I will admit, it's not like, oh, ew, Discord. No, it's more like, do I, am I worried about it right now? Am I going to be able to keep up on it? Because that's another thing I'm kind of afraid of. I'm, I don't have the best track record when it comes to keeping up on things when I plan on keeping up with something. I it's a curse. It's my curse to bear. um, but the ADHD or whatever I have, because I'm not technically diagnosed, so I don't want to self-diagnose, whatever I have just kind of gets the better of me, and then I'm like dropping stuff. Um, but like maybe I will at some point. Maybe I definitely will at some point. I just don't know when. You know, um, if streaming, like if I would able to do like full-time streaming slash full-time YouTube or whatever, I'll definitely make one. Um, but if I'm not able to do that, then it'll probably be a while before I make one. Um, yeah. Something that's interesting that I didn't know about when I started VTubing, and like not until I started looking into content creation and everything, was the amount of like social awkwardness that everyone experiences, and how rough things like that can get for people. Um, like for example, I and you actually know me IRL, so you know me. I'm a pretty out there person. Like I'm pretty good with people. I tend to go out and I tend to talk with people a lot, but reaching out to someone to like collab or something is like a whole nother beast. I'm telling you, it's rough. Like it's nerve wracking. That's why you'll see a lot of people on Twitter being like, "Yo, reach out. Like this is a post. Interact with the post if you're down to like collab or something at some point." And then those always have a ton of responses because everyone is like, "Oh, thank goodness someone's open to it. Now I can put myself out there." And then you have people like me who are like, "Okay, I want to put myself out there. Cool. I know one person. Let me reach out to the people that person streams with. And then that, or like, okay, I see these posts where it's like, hey, everyone, open, right? I'm open. You guys can feel free to hit me up and see about streaming. We can see about streaming together or whatever. And I'm like, cool. I don't want to interact with that post because I feel weird. I feel like I don't know how I feel. It's just something I'm not against. Cons- I don't know. It's weird. Social awkwardness, I guess. I guess it wouldn't be social. What is it? Internet awkwardness or something? Um, and then of course there's like the big streamers who some of them have complained that they're like, yo, I'm so big that no one small wants to like work with me, or they're super awkward when they try to or whatever. And it's kind of like, yeah, because you're someone, it's kind of like going from working as it's like when you work a job and then like your coworkers, your boss, maybe even like the manager, the high manager of the building or whatever. And then like their district or regional manager shows up and is like interacting with you. It's kind of like that kind of freaked out where you're like, cool, I'm interacting with this really high up person. I want to be cool with them. I want to be good with them. Maybe I can get a promotion or something if I am. But also, I don't want to mess this up because otherwise I feel like I have no more shot. And I think that's just how it works as a streamer. Okay, well, all these are going behind, which is not what I want. So what we're gonna do is, what is this, smoke? Search smoke. Select for mashing. We're going to, honestly, let's just delete all those. I don't like how that looks. But yeah, streaming and VTubing and everything, a lot weirder, a lot more awkward than I would have expected. Okay. So we have a lot of wide open spaces now. We can start putting down some hills, just kind of like sporadically, and then we can start with our like trees and houses and stuff. Right? Okay. So let's select hills. I'll put this little hilly region up over here. Toss those about. Of course, we're gonna have to come up with names for this area, so. Do I like how that looks? I didn't put the link to the music we're listening to in the description. I did put the @ maybe I'll put it in after the stream, I think, so that new music, because it's all made by one person and they're like, yo, we're not gonna strike you or anything, just don't use it for certain things, which we're not using it for. So yeah. I like this hilly area up here. I think we need to make some trees, and I think we put some, I want to put some like here, because I like the idea of that being all fluffy. The trees. Trees grow in relation to the rest of the region, right? Okay, so 2 trees is about 25 miles, if end to end, for like the larger ones. We are not going to regard that in any means and just simply start placing them. But I don't want to completely just press and hold, because that, while it's fast, it can also make it look iffy, I don't want it to look iffy. Because this way we can get like glades and such without like a ton of overlap. And then we put some of these up and around. I can actually put... Oh, I'm thinking ahead a little bit, but we can put a town or a city like here or like here, because with the route, the access to the lumber is going to be huge for like shipping, and then having fresh source of water, having mountains / hills nearby, for mining. Okay, we'll save it later. Actually, we can save it now. Why not? So, I think that might be a cool idea. It's gonna break my frames for a sec, so quality drop incoming. And I think I might make this public. I might publish this map once I'm done if I'm proud of it. Yeah, map saved. We'll see if I feel like doing that or not. But I'll definitely like post pictures of it. Definitely on the Twitter, on yeah, probably just on Twitter, maybe on the community page of here, I guess. I kind of like the idea of there being like a little glade in the center of this where some people could hang out. Small bushes. Now this is where we can hold and drag. Actually, how is this overlaying? Okay, mainly behind or between, which is completely fine by me, because this will fill it up a little bit more and make it not seem as like barren. And I'll actually put a little pop of other types of trees in there, or like other types of color in there, which makes it seem more like a diverse wood than what we have currently. Like put some pine trees in here. Say it's a little bit colder in this region. I mean, they're by the mountains, so you could toss a couple of these around. Yeah, I like this. I wonder, would this be considered an art stream? Oh yeah, don't worry about it. You probably wouldn't wanted to hear what I was talking about anyways. I went on a little bit of a rant. Just a bit of a rant. Okay, maybe add some more trees into the... We don't want jungle trees. We could put a jungle somewhere. Actually, you know what the perfect area for a jungle would be? I think in this region. Like, maybe right here. Because we're obviously going to put swamp trees there. Or at least some swamp trees. But maybe we put a jungle down in this region, almost. And that might be fun to play with. Okay. This is our current forest that we're working on. Autumn bushes, small autumn bushes. There's such colorful plants here, but not here, which is unfortunate. I mean, there's the world trees, but we're not gonna... I mean, we could. How big are these? Those are pretty dang big. I kind of want to put that down here almost. So it's like, not like something partially hidden but rather something a bit more, or like not something that's hidden up in the top of corner, but like something that's more obvious, I guess, or like more center stage, so it's not like, oh, coming from somewhere else, big old tree, but it's like, okay, down there, big old tree or something, you know? I could also place it, or place one here, which might be cool. Might be a fun concept. I'm gonna put this here because I like it. Actually, let's keep it stage 1. That is not what I meant to do. No. I like that. I kind of like how it stands out, but it's kind of hidden. Maybe I do like the hidden look a little bit. So let's fit screen, because you can kind of see it and you can be like, oh, what's that? But it's not like obvious. Maybe we can put like Elf Village here, and then they can be in control of kind of like the logging industry. We can put, or like maybe something else. Like maybe just human village over here. But like you think something like that would be some sort of magical tree. Though a magical tree in the middle of a city might be kind of hype. Lord of the Rings style, you know? With the Tree of Hope. Or the Whitestone style with the Sun Tree. I don't know. Maybe we can put a different type of tree there. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. What area do we want to work on next? I'm gonna work over here. And of course we can change the color of these lands. I kind of want to change this to kind of like more of a deserty look. Like not full-blown desert, but like a different type of grass. Maybe like a deader looking grass? Like this, maybe? A red grass? Maybe? Problem is, you can't really tell, like, it shows here, but it doesn't really tell you what it looks like. Actually, I really like that for this area. Okay, there we go. I do like that actually quite a bit. We can put another. The world's looking great, by the way. Thanks. This is a lot more effort than I usually put into my worlds. I did one for a friend's school project. They're in a writing class and they needed a map. I put a bit of effort into that, but honestly, this is a lot more effort than I usually put into my own homeworld maps because I'm usually just making them for myself for reference and not necessarily for my players because I don't print them out. At least when it comes to D&D. But this I'm planning on coming back to a few times, and I like it so far. So I do want it to hang around. Maybe we put some of these mountains in. Maybe like a lone mountain. Lonely mountain. Tolkien reference. Maybe we could loop it. Or like kind of bunch it up. Nah. I don't like that. I think we could put hills in. We could do these. Oh yeah, I like how that looks. Because I don't understand the purpose fully of these, because if you look at them, they are mountains, but the shading and everything that they're on or they have makes it appear like they're just like shattered, like they're being pushed up out of the ground. Oh shoot, I grabbed a mesa. Do we have these but color changing? Dark mountains? Beige mountains. This might work. That doesn't work bad at all. The one that's sticking straight up is actually not bad. I kind of like that one. Maybe we make it a bit bigger. Yeah, like right there. And this looks kind of cool. And you know what? Maybe we do, instead, we swing around to this. Make it a dwarven mountain. Okay, there's one. Here's the other. We can make this whatever size we want. Maybe we do this. Maybe we kind of like pair it up, I guess. Like one of those. I mean, I kind of like how it looks. What is 113? Up you to 13 as well. See how that looks. Ah, okay. So what if we have this or this dominating the landscape? And the dwarves can be like cowboy steampunky. I like that idea a lot. These are getting deleted. Then we can put... Well, I don't want to put anything else currently for them because I'm not in that building segment yet, but I will return to it. Rest assured. So we can put some different types of mountains in here now. Where did the mountains go? Oh, they're here. What are these, brown mountains? Ooh. Back down to 85. Take you here. These almost look like hills, which is unfortunate. So that's not the look I'm going for. Maybe we do something like that. Those are like green mountains. We don't want that. Okay, I'll save again. I need to drink some water anyway, so we'll do that while we save. Okay. Thinking. No. Dark brown. I just need brown mountains, though. that kind of mount. Those type of mounts. I need the other type of mounts. Are they up here? Oh, they are up here. Yeah, that matches a lot better. Okay, bop, bop, bop. Oh, you want to hear something that's kind of crazy that's been going on in the VTubing community recently? Apparently, a whole ton of people have been doxxed, which is insane. Because, I mean, I remember when doxing was like a one-time thing, like really rare, but now it's happening to so many VTubers. And honestly, I think I know the reason, and I don't want it to sound like I'm blaming anyone, because I'm definitely not. The people who dox people are scum. They're putting other people's lives at risk for some cheap fulfillment. But there's been a trend that's been on and off, but is recently come back around, where I think maybe I'd make this... Do I make this go all the way down? Nah. I could make a lake, but there's already a lake here, so I don't want to do that necessarily. This trend that's been going around where people, it's the VTuber versus IRL trend. So like a VTuber will show their VTuber model and then take a photo of themselves, and you can compare them. And I do think it's cool. I know not everyone did VTubing why I did it, which was to kind of like stay anonymous almost, while also giving a way to like see my reactions. Can you please? There we go. We have tiny lake or smaller lake. So like, I also think those people are amazing. But the way with how AI has been evolving in facial recognition, apparently it's super easy to just take a photo and be like, look for this person, and it'll find you, like find it and then like dox you as like super fast. Like it's super easy nowadays, apparently, supposedly. I'm hearing this from Twitter, so don't take anything with like, take everything with a grain of salt, I mean. But I definitely believe it, because I mean facial recognition stuff has been on the up for a long time now, you know? I mean, it's really helpful with like catching criminals and dealing with bad people. So it's not like something I wish like went away or like didn't evolve the way it did, because I mean it does a lot of good. It's just the people that are using it for like bad reasons. Okay. We have another mess down. I want that one. No. Yeah, that works. Okay. That's been crazy. Actually, someone... Oh, nah, I won't share that. I will not share that. Not my business, not my place to share. Yeah, I understand why people like you want to stay anonymous. I never really cared. I mean, yeah, that's completely fair. I completely understand both sides, where it's like, if you're confident and you're vibing, don't worry about it. But if you are like a little bit more nervous or a little bit more worried, kind of like, I'm not saying if I ever became like famous that I wouldn't be tempted or maybe even do a face reveal or something. Um, but like at the moment, right now, I just don't feel comfortable doing that. I got stuff going on, so I'm like, I'm not trying to put anything at risk with like, people being terrible human beings and coming out and being like, oh, uh, we know what this guy looks like. We can find out where he is trying to get a job. Let's ruin his job, ruin his future career, yada yada yada. Because I mean they've done that to people, and there's some cases where it's justified, or like kind of good, but that's in extreme cases like the cupcake hunter, you know, that guy, where they've been tracking him down repeatedly. But in other cases where it's just like, yo, I'm just some VTuber, I'm doing my own thing, I'm looking out for other people in the community, and then it's like, well, we don't like you, or we think someone else is better, so now we're going to attack and dox you and everything, and that's just like not cool, you know? I mean, it's something I worry about, even though I don't really need to worry about it, simply because I'm not big enough for anyone to care, I don't think. But still, it's better safe than sorry, you know? Maybe I said something, or I liked something on Twitter that's got somebody furious, and now they've been stalking, waiting for me to slip up, and then they'll be like, haha, gotcha, and everything's out. But I need to add some, like, a lake and some rivers here. Turn this actually up. Wow, 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 wow. Maybe make this kind of Amazon-y. Actually, you know what? We get rid of this. We actually put it up here. And then we let it sink down by pulling it like this. Then we do like one of these. The only reason I haven't said my name in here is because I don't want people chasing me. Well, that is very kind of you. Yeah, thanks for doing that. I know, I mean, I'm sure you know, there's a few people who know, that I do this IRL. My family knows I do this IRL. How do I like how that looks? I think I need to add more little cutoffs here. So it's not even like, oh, I don't want people I know to know. It's more, yeah, I'm just worried about random people finding out stuff like that, because I mean, people died, and it's messed up, and I don't want to die. Which is stupid, you know, because all those people, like, I have very little fear of that actually happening, but you know, I got that anxiety every time I leave the house or I'm doing something and I can't look after my family or like see where my family is, and kind of like, whoa, what if something bad happens and I'm not there? I got the anxiety, the anxiousness, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, we need to add trees here now. and I like the concept of a bunch of these trees like surrounding the river bank because it is a jungle, and I like rivers and jungles because it's a good way to pull wildlife towards certain areas when you're doing campaigns, and it's also a really cool way to kind of like speed up travel and also play around with travel. Um, because honestly wish I felt more like that. I tend not to care about most things in general. I mean, that's fair. I kind of wish I felt like that a bit more at times, but sorry, give me a sec. Okay, I had to drink some more water. My throat was burning a little bit. I wish I was like that a bit more sometimes, but you know, everyone's different, and you know, but like, man, would it be nice to like not have a I'm not saying you do, but like, for example, not have a care in the world, you know, and at like times, but like, you know, being nervous has paid off, or like being anxious has paid off. Worrying about things has definitely paid off at times, you know, when it was like warranted. Like I got anxious over some repairs I was doing with my dad on my truck, and I was like, you know what, before we call it good, let's do one last check. And my dad was like, okay, sure. And we discovered I think I didn't tighten something. I can't remember, but I think it has something to do with autism for me. Maybe it runs in my family. I mean, maybe it could be. I don't know. I mean, I just think it's kind of like one of those things where you can kind of shake it away by like saying, sure, it could be that, or everybody's different. I mean, everyone was raised differently. Everyone had different life experiences. So I think it's just kind of like a person to person thing, maybe. Because I know some people who feel this like similar to how I feel, and then I know some people who like just don't care, or like their families aren't like worried about them or anything. No, excuse me, man. But I don't know. It's definitely interesting to think about sometimes, but sometimes you just gotta kind of like, okay, well, this is life. Life's gonna do its own thing. You gotta sit back and watch cars go, you know? Give me a sec. Let me finish this little segment area. Okay, I think I'm liking how this looks. Okay. Kind of like that a lot. I actually really like that. I like how that looks. I think I'm gonna go through with some other trees or maybe some shrubbery. It's gonna make it feel more filled, you know? But when I start hitting up into this, if I start placing trees and stuff here, I'm gonna start mixing trees. Definitely could be, but my mom, older brother, and little brother all have tested highly for Asperger's, and the older brother was diagnosed with it. There's a test online called the RADS R test. Huh. And the rest of us tested highly on it, but I was on the line. Well, I mean, yeah, definitely could be. Um, I don't know what to say. um, oh, cancel. I forgot I have how I have my buttons. I'm gonna save this real quick. Um, there we go. I almost, when you saw that pop up, I have my side buttons keyed to the forward and back, so I'm almost just like backed out of this entire thing and just deleted all the progress I had saved. My family is quirky. Well, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a good way to look at it. Okay. What do you think, Wardrive? Should I add more like kind of like river offshoots into here? Or should I kind of like leave it and put just more like trees, like fill this area out with trees? Maybe use one of these world trees, or definitely put more shrubbery down because I need to. But maybe like a mountain or something. Is there anything? It's like houses and towns I'm waiting on. We could put a volcano in, actually. That would be fun. Because you can have, like, volcanoes and such in the middle of a forest without... Or, like, a jungle or something. Without it being, like, thought that much of. Like, it might erupt at some point, but it wouldn't, like... But if it hasn't yet, it's not going to create, like, a wasteland. No, but don't normally go from mountains to the ocean or lake. Yes, but they can. There's a lot of cases where they just kind of stop or they go underground. In which case, there's not like necessarily a cave or anything visible from the surface. Sometimes they're just kind of sink into ground, or like they can go into a lake. Um, from mountains, yeah, usually. But I mean, if you look at this here, it is still coming from, I mean, it's distant, a lake. And this is kind of like archipelago kind of area where it's coming down into this. And it's just kind of carved its way through and hasn't fully carved its way through into the ocean. Oh, that actually makes sense. Yeah. Little creature was helping me out a bit. They're not in here tonight, it seems, but you might catch them Thursday, because I do still plan on streaming on Thursday. You might catch them on Thursday if you're here on Thursday. They've been big help. They're helping me design. They told me what karsts were, and they helped me design kind of like this area, a lot of this. Well, I was designing a lot of this while they were here and we were talking. But what do you think about the volcano idea? I kind of like the volcano idea. I'm thinking this one just simply because it doesn't look as like magma flowy, and I was thinking kind of like maybe here, I guess. And we could surround it by like trees and then such. Or I could move it up like here, so it's by the river. And then it's kind of like a constant, or like there. It's like kind of like constantly near the lake, which is like a possible Source of contention. I'm kind of making this world as I would, like a more detailed version of what I would for like a D&D campaign, because something fun about the way I am, or the way I've designed my model, immersion break. Um, the I could use this world as a D&D one, and then like just not have my character in it, and it would be more or less able to tell. Um, However, I do have some wacky zany ideas, and I do want to do art for it. That's also another reason why I got into start practicing art again. But yeah. Say the talk about it. Yeah. I just saw it. Yeah, it's that's a more advanced than I have started doing yet. Um I've just been doing like mannequins more or less, so I can get like anatomy, basic anatomy down and everything before I start doing like details. I haven't practiced like eyes, facial features like at all. Um ah. Okay, give me one sec. Okay, let's get back to art making, or not art making. Uh, let's get back up. This. Okay. So let's start putting down trees. Why is it no longer random? Not probably because I clicked from the mountain or the volcano. Okay. What is this? I don't want to up the opacity. I forgot. I can't use the WASD to move around. Okay. Start putting down some more of these. This area is supposed to be all jungly. That's what I've decided this area is going to be. I wonder. So if I did stream on, or if I stream something like this on Twitch, I wonder if it would be considered under the art category or if it would be something else. Because I'd definitely be down to just like make maps for a while, talking to Chad and everything. If this does count as art, because I mean, and that's what I'm doing right now. But I don't know if there's like a specific map making. Maybe we could go under D&D section because I know that one pops off every once in a while. I don't watch much Twitch, to be honest. I've started getting better at it, or like started because I've been interested, and I have friends who stream over on Twitch, my fellow VTubers. Um, so like I've been popping into their streams when I can. So I think art would be correct. Okay. Um, does canonically make you a cartographer? Yes. Sure. I Yeah, we can say I'm canonically a cartographer. I'm someone of many talents canonically. I am I used to know live Twitch law. Oh, okay. I mean, Twitch is entertaining, and I mean, there's plenty of good streamers, and not even just like big or small. Like, there's plenty of medium-sized ones, plenty of those who are kind of like hidden gems. And I've actually been doing a lot of research on how to grow on Twitch and on YouTube recently, and I discovered something that's going on Twitch, which I think is kind of bad, scummy, but it's not necessarily like anything. It's like up with Twitch itself. Apparently, a bunch of people at the higher end, or like to kind of like speed run their way into making money or being able to live off of Twitch or whatever, have been embedding their videos or their streams into other platforms. Why is my bitrate dying? Why are my frames going away? They shouldn't be doing that. I had dozens of streamers I was friends with. Most don't stream anymore, and the others are kind of slow. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, it's very fair. Give me 1 sec while I save this. I'm gonna go do something. Alright, I'll be right back, I mean. Okay. Sorry about that. I thought I heard noises outside of my room, and I had to make sure everything was okay. Oh, shoot. Ah! Wasn't fully sitting down yet. Nope, and my frame rate drops as soon as I'm back. Okay. Fixed. A dozen streamers I was friends with. I mean, streaming should be for fun, you know, like content creation and everything, because the amount of people who make it successful are able to do full time are really small in comparison to the people who try. And so I definitely understand them like kind of slowing off. I don't know if I will. I would drop off if it kind of like became inconvenient for my life, I guess. But I actually have a lot of fun streaming, making videos. Of course I wish I had like more time or like the ability to just sit there and make more and more like intensive videos, but also that kind of plays into my inability to stick to something or like focus on something really heavily. I mean, that's where streams come in, because like I'm sitting here and I'm doing something, and then I have a distraction in what comes to chat, and I also just sit here and talk, which I like doing. I like just talking. um, so I can definitely understand why people fall off of it, and I can understand not wanting to stick with like streamers or like move slowly, not like watching them. I mean, on YouTube, it's kind of like the same thing, you know, where you slowly stop watching certain creators. One of the medium-sized traders I watched stop streaming because he realized he was becoming a worse friend and family member. I mean, yeah, that's also a thing, because like it's not really a joke, but I mean, there's always people saying like, oh, don't let the clout change you, don't let the um being famous kind of like change you or anything. And it's because it does. If you aren't careful with it, you'll start acting different. You'll start acting sometimes ruder and everything. And like I've thought about it a few times. Like I'm sure everyone who has tried to become famous or who has started like a YouTube channel or something has thought up like, yo, it's not gonna be me, I'm different, I'm a good person, yada yada yada. And like I think the same thing about myself. I mean, I think it'd be really hard, or like for me to like change in a manner like that, because I'm not, I don't know, I don't think I'm the type to, but of course I'm sure that's what every other person has said or has thought about themselves. So I just realized these trees really blend in with this swamp that I'm using. This is like type of swamp I have, and that's a little annoying. We don't want the trees necessarily to pop, but we also don't want them to not pop, because like they pop a little bit, but they don't pop as much as I want. I'll definitely be laying down a bunch of like vegetation here, because if I lay down the vegetation, then I'll actually get rid of the problem. Yeah, I know I should say it, but I'm not going to though. But like if you do notice that it's changing, or people do, it's good to have like a good friend base, good fan base, good family base when you start. Because like if you are supported and then they kind of like tell you what you need to work on, what you like, if they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna be like, you've changed, bro, and you listen to them, then it'll be really nice. Like it'll be good setup, because that way um you have a good like thing to either course correct, or you can be like, okay, well, I'm stepping away because I don't like how this is making me interact with people, you know? And like at a point, and I think this is why like a lot of big content creators who are big names in the game, or were big names in the game or whatever, like they kind of like fell off of content creation, or like why they keep taking hiatuses and everything. It's like you get to a point and it's no longer everything's about the grind. It's like, okay, I'm successful, everything I do, like it might not be as successful as the next thing, but like it's successful enough, you know? It's something to, it's just something to like work on, or something to just keep pumping out the same thing, because that's what is successful, which I've kind of ran into. I came to the realization not that long ago that I should really just focus on reaction stuff, because that's what's actually gonna bring in the views, what's gonna earn me possible subs. So like realistically, I should be cutting back on the gaming. I should be going more out into reactions. And I love gaming. And that was kind of like the premise of my channel originally. Actually, I think my original premise of my channel was D&D related content, like turning video games into D&D. And I had a lot of cool ideas that I just never got around to. Like, I mean, the series I did where I have um Darkest Dungeon, like I made the content, I gave it out for free and everything. But like I made Darkest Dungeon into D&D. That was like one of my better performing series, I guess. Like not a bad performing series, I should say. Um which is like, wow, that's cool. I want to stick with that, or like I want to bring it back, but also I'm also looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, realistically, if I want my channel to grow and I want to try to become big, I want to get a bunch more people to interact, I need to start doing reaction videos. And there's certain ways to title it and everything. So I think it's something like that. I think you need to, when doing creation, like you need, I need to. And once you get to a point where like, oh, I've made all the sacrifices I need to, I'm successful and everything, what do I do now? It's kind of like, okay, well, I have everything I want, everything I've ever wanted. Okay, I'll save. So at that point, it's kind of like, I could keep this going, I could record a bunch, or I could just disappear. I could say like, hey, I'm taking a break. And like, especially like massive ones, it's like, okay, well, my career's made, I have all the money I ever need, I can live off this for the rest of my life. I don't need to do this anymore. And like the people who truly enjoy doing it are usually the ones who are big like that, and they're the ones who like keep coming back to it. But the ones who are like, okay, well, this was fun, but I was doing this, like I got changed, or like I was doing this for the money originally, then it's kind of like, okay, well, I'm out of here. I don't have to work for another day of my life. Sweet. And then they can always come back at some point if the money starts running out. I don't know how I got to this because I was talking about something completely else, different at one point. So yeah, there's there I go ranting. I love my rants. I love going off on random tangents about things. Oh shoot, that looks ugly. There's your rant for the night, or one of the rants for the night. Okay. We bring in autumn stuff. I don't want to. I don't want to bring in palm trees in it. We do this. And we just kind of like weave it through. So I'll start filling it out a bit. Fill. It's not make it pop as much as I wish. Like when it comes over here. So I'm going to change up the coloring a little bit. Maybe get like a little... That is the exact same color. Gosh darn it. Maybe we do put like kind of some of these like just through the forest, like make it a little bit magical. Oh, you started your soul lock. How is it going so far? It's going well. I'm gonna start recording that. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna start recording the soul lock series or if I'm gonna start just continue just streaming it. I'm thinking about just recording it. I don't know, but or not soul lock, the Infinite Fusions Nuzlocke. But yeah, how's the soul lock going? How far? Well, how far have you guys gotten? I think I'm pretty far, so I don't think you would have caught up to me just yet. Wiped once at Brock. Well, now we're past him. Okay. I mean, Brock is kind of is an interesting fight, you know. I mean, first gym is always like depending on what you get. Are you doing randomized, like the randomized version, or are you just doing like flat, like what you get, what you get? Yeah, you know what I mean. I hope you know what I mean. Look how this area looks. I'm trying to color the water too. And it's a 3-person solo, right? Nah, 2 and randomized. Okay. I mean, I can definitely see how a randomized. Gosh darn it, that's not what I meant to do. I can definitely see how like a randomized soul lock would be fairly difficult, especially in that game. And because when the randomized gets massively multiplied, who knows what's gonna happen, you know? So I like how this area looks. I don't want to necessarily copy it over here though. We do this. Make it all hilly over here. Fun lull. We wiped because Brock was good against all the other guys, but yeah, that'll happen. Have you made any cool fusions or any fusions that you like so far? Oh, I don't know. I don't think you would have gotten to it, or maybe you have encountered one. Um, there is an evolution for every single type of Pokemon in that game, apparently. So if you get an Eevee, don't necessarily just fuse him or try to level it up the normal way. There are special, like there's a ghost form, there's a dragon form, there's a flying form. We've somehow got a Mew, well, from the free Pokemon. Oh, like a Mew or Mewtwo. I mean, both are insanely good. So, congrats. I mean, I think Psychic type kind of like goes hard in that game. I mean, they're all good. I guess all types are like normally balanced, but still. I remember, well, I think currently some Psychic is like one of the more potent types I have. Because, oh yeah, I have a Kadabra and a Beedrill fused. And it's a Psychic bug, and it just tears through other Psychic types. And then it also just ruins any other typing besides, well, most any typing. Oh, Mew is a fused of both. Oh! Oh, wow. Have you named it Mew 3? Or maybe mu squared. Or if you just kept it mu, or maybe mu is just what you named it. Okay, well I can't have these stop just like that. So I need to make it a little bit more jagged of a line. I know I said I wasn't going to make it this the exact same as the other side and then proceeded to make it exactly the same as the other side. But, you know, it is what it is. I did. Oh, me three. Yeah! Great minds think alike. I think if you catch another, or if you get a Mew 2, you should fuse Mewtwo and Mewtwo to make Mew squared. I think that's what should and has to happen. Because I know if you fuse the same type of Pokemon, sometimes they have special fusions. I know Raticates looks kind of cool because I saw it. Sprinkle some. That's what before. We'll just. Do some of this. That's the one that wiped. Oh, that sucks. Well, what's your squad looking like right now? Well, I'm actually in Discord. Makes the fusions. I am also. I'm in the official one because that's the only way to get the updates. You know, I had a fun idea. What if we put an island here in the middle? And then we put the volcano there. Or like an erupted volcano. Or maybe something else. There in the center. That might be fun. Have you made any? I have not. Because pixel art and just art in general... Well, you know I'm practicing art, but pixel art is not my forte. I mean, maybe at some point I'd like to. You could just put a giant whirlpool in the center of this. Actually, I like the idea of putting a whirlpool there. Because that's going to be two different clashing climates. I mean, the idea of making one is cool. But I just haven't... Because I honestly never actually thought about making one. Have you made one? I made a few. I'm still waiting on the application to become a spriter. Oh, okay. That's cool. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll run into some of yours next time I update. Or add a bunch of sprites. Because I added a bunch of sprites. But couldn't get the game to update to the next version. Which is unfortunate. Okay. Guess let's move back over to mountains. Start placing more of these. Or not mountains, hills. Start placing a bit more of these. I don't like how clumped this looks. I think I'm gonna shave off a few of these. Yeah. Okay. And then over here, I don't know what I'm gonna make. turn this area into it's like a green mountain area? Or like a single green mountain? Oh, fun. I like this one a bit better. Okay, maybe we'll actually spread more of these throughout. And they could just be like a hilly region with a bunch of plants. A bunch of trees, I mean. Not plants. Well, I mean, they are plants, but you know what I mean. Jeez Louise. Bunch of rapid clicking. I think maybe want to wrap up kind of like I don't know how long the placement of like cities and like locations of interest is gonna take. And of course there's also gonna be more editing to the map probably. So I don't know if I want to quit now or call it now and like risk next stream being like super short, or I can wait and I can do this and then just like get to a point where it's like, well, I have to quit now, and then like it's not gonna be good or as good or like as long of a next stream because I didn't quit now, you know? I mean, it's green. We have a lot of areas to do still. Like we have this whole region. This is looking good so far. I don't like those last. I don't know. Something really fun that you can do is if you export this to a different map size or a different map file, it will, excuse me, you can actually extend it past, so you like can make it extend up this way or like this way, so you can make more of the region, which is really cool. Or you can import this to another section and then like export it out a bit so you can make more or like a wider area, which is fun. So if I ever wanted to do that for like a later stream, we could. I think I'm gonna call tonight's stream here because we did a lot of progress. We got a lot done. We started a bit earlier than normal. We're ending a bit earlier than normal. We still streamed for about 2 hours ish. It says somewhere. Okay, well, 1 hour 40. But still, it's not a bad amount of time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I don't want to be overly tired for tomorrow. With that, I hope y'all enjoyed. I definitely did. I hope to put some more work into this tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Next time I stream. Maybe I will stream tomorrow. Maybe next time I stream, I'll be on Twitch. Who knows? I'll make an announcement somewhere. I'm gonna try to get some videos out, actually like uploaded and everything tomorrow. I got some reaction videos I have planned. I still have some Baldur's Gate footage to edit, and then I can play it and I can record it, yada yada. You know that. I have the um, joking exposed video on Pipkin Pippa, a fellow VTuber who is much larger than me, and I think is probably one of my favorite VTubers at the moment. Um, so I have scripts and I just need to record it and yada yada, and then I'll upload it, and then it'll be just a fun little video, kind of like poking jabs, I guess. Not really. Making a joke, making some jokes, but yeah. Um, with that, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Um, I hope to see you in the next one, and yeah, bye.